Hey everyone, it's DJ Melody, and you are listening to Melodies with Melody. Hope you like that stinger. It said exactly what I just said right now. I know last Friday I had to cancel my show, and I'm really sorry about that, but I had a field trip to the zoo for one of my classes. And yeah, it was for a class, it was for an actual grade, not just because I wanted to have like a fun day out. Okay. Um, but I also know that like 2 weeks ago, I did an alternative episode, and I do want to continue the decades theme. But for today, we're just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna keep it light. It's just another regular old Melodies of Melody show. Um, I do have a couple of new songs that I'll play for you guys, and I also have huge, groundbreaking, earth shattering celebrity stories, celebrity drama. And we'll get into that later, right? But real quick, I just want to say if you're not following me on Instagram, you probably should. I post a lot of updates. Sometimes I post like cute pictures like related to the show or like cute posters that I make like for promotion and stuff. And I think it's just a really good idea. So if you want to follow me, it's Melodies with Melody on Instagram. It's melodies.with.melody. So let's get on with it. This weekend was calm. Last weekend was not so much, and I didn't get to update you guys on that, so I will talk about that too. I guess all I've been doing is just watching so much Hell's Kitchen on Tubi. It's on Tubi if you want to watch it. We started like from the very beginning, and it's so intense. It's so like it keeps me on the edge of my seat, but it's really good. Really like it. Really creative insults from Gordon Ramsay. And yeah, that was it. And I watched Jeepers Creepers like 2 nights ago, maybe. But Jeepers Creepers is a really cool movie. I've tried watching it before, but I always end up falling asleep. And I'm so glad I didn't fall asleep this time because it was really good. I really liked the story. I was expecting it to be like kind of like chuggy and slasher movie and like just, typical early 2000s horror movie, but it really wasn't. Like the character was actually scary and the story was good. So I also watched Just Friends, and it was a really weird movie. I kind of didn't like it. I came to the conclusion that I do not really like Ryan Reynolds, or at least in that movie. His face just creeps me out so much. I don't like the faces that he makes. And yeah, I had a good burger, had a good, I don't know, Sunday brunch, whatever. And then I went to Target. Okay, here's my Target haul. I got some sunglasses because they're like a must for the summer. Um, they're like black and they have like a yellow tint on the lens, which I think is so cool and it's so vintage and it's so, I don't know, it's really cool. And then I got a purple dress because I'm trying to like incorporate more color into my life and like summer's coming up and I want like new summer clothes. So yeah, I think it goes really well like with my eyes and like with my hair and whatever. But yeah, I think I'm just like inspired by all the color analysis videos that I get on TikTok, and I really do not understand like how color analysis works. Like it's like the cool tone, the warm tone, the neutral, the summer, the winter, the fall, spring. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't think like it makes that much of a difference on most people. Sometimes I do see a video and I'm like, okay, I get what you're saying, but then other times I'm completely lost and I really want to get it. I want to get it so bad. So I'm trying to make that work for me. Maybe purple will be my color. Maybe it'll make me look washed out. I don't know. And then thrift haul. I did go to a market last weekend. Yeah, last weekend. It's someplace on Main Street. It's like a hair salon guy, and he hosts like markets, and a bunch of people come out, like a bunch of vendors. They had, like the thrift people. There was some people who like sell cups. Like they have like a Cricut machine, and they put like art on the cups, which I think is really cute. And also, there was this person that I always buy from, Loop Gemini. She crochets a lot of stuff, and it's so good. I love her work. I bought a purse from her. It's like pink, purple, orangey, like the yarn color. It's so pretty. It's so like ombre, and it has like a little star button on it. And I also bought a pin from her because she started to make pins too. It's a strawberry shortcake pin. And then my boyfriend got a Marlboro hoodie. I don't know how to say it. It's a cigarette brand. It's pretty cool. It's really vintage. Oh, and I also got like a little shirt, like it's like a peasant top, and it's really cute. It's vintage from the early 2000s. So, yeah, that was my thrift haul. I hope you all enjoyed that. Here's Crimson and Clover by Joan Jett. Stay tuned. You're listening to Melodies with Melody. That song was Black Star by Radiohead. Underrated. Listen to that album. It's so good. So I spend a lot of time on TikTok, right? As any girl would. And one story that's been going absolutely viral, like I've been getting nonstop videos about this, is the drama between Haley Baldwin, Justin Bieber, and Selena Gomez. Haley Baldwin is Haley Bieber, right? Justin Bieber's current wife. But for the sake of this story, I'm going to call her by her maiden name just because I don't like her. So let's start back in 2010. Selena and Justin have been dating on and off, okay? And they were like the main subject for tween magazines at the time. If you were alive. I know you were alive during this like time period, and it was everywhere. I'm sure you've heard of it. I'm sure you've seen it. But what we didn't know at the time is that Haley Baldwin, who was a major fangirl at the time, she's super rich, super got a lot of connections in Hollywood. And her father, who's associated with some like weird church that we'll talk about later, they were plotting on Justin and a few other popular tween boys at the time. So Justin and Selena, they continue this like on and off thing for a while, okay? And then we jump ahead to 2016. Haley and Justin date for a couple months, right? But then Justin gets right back with Selena until 2018 when it is announced that he has proposed to Haley Baldwin. And everyone is just so confused because who is that? Who's this girl? Where's Selena? How and why are Haley and Justin getting married so soon, so fast? So yeah, they got married I think in like September of 2018. And ever since then, Haley has just been a massive mean girl towards Selena. And Selena's just been like living her life. You know, she really doesn't care. Haley has done things like making fun of Selena's weight gain, making fun of her disability, making fun of her eyebrows, copying word for word Selena's cooking show, copying all of Selena's tattoos, which is so weird. They're her tattoos. They have meaning to Selena. Why are you copying that? Um, what else? Let me see. Copying her like her stories on Instagram, her style, her clothes. She copied her makeup brand. Selena has like a makeup brand called Rare Beauty, and Haley went ahead and made a skincare line called Rhode, which kind of sounds similar, Rare and Rhode. And a lot of people were like, why? Why did Haley make like a skincare line? Like she doesn't even know anything about skincare, and she's never like I don't know. She said in an interview that she just wanted to make a skincare line because she was influenced by her friends, but I think it was more to be like on the same level of Selena. So yeah, she's just been making shady TikToks. She's been tweeting shady things, and it's just a big mess. And everyone's wondering, does Justin even really like Haley? Does he like being married to her? Here's where like the juicy details come in. So in every photo together, Justin does not look happy. In every interview together, he cannot recall like important milestones in their relationship. Like he really does not care. He mistreats her in front of like paparazzi. There's this video where the paparazzi's following him. He jumps a fence and runs off, leaving Haley behind, and she like trips and falls on her face like trying to jump over the thing. And so everyone just swarms around her until someone finally helps her up. And then there was this other video where he got out of the car, she was following him, and he just slammed the door in her face instead of like helping her out of the car. Oh, and in every photo of him and Haley, he shows off his wrist, and his wrist has like a tattoo of Selena on it. So, yeah, he also hasn't taken down any posts of him and Selena on his Instagram, like all the old photos from when they were together. In an interview once, he stated that he thought marriage would fix all of his problems and that he was wrong. So, I'm not sure exactly what he means by that, but I don't think a happy husband in a happy marriage would say that. So I feel like all of these things combined has just like resulted in Haley being so insecure in her relationship, and that's why she's like so mean, and that's why she's taking it out on Selena. And one theory that people have and that they've been talking about on TikTok is about Haley's dad that I mentioned earlier. And Haley Baldwin, her dad is not Alec Baldwin. That's what I thought. Apparently, he's her uncle. I'm not sure. But yeah, he's just, her dad is just some guy named Stephen Baldwin. And apparently, Stephen Baldwin has some big connections with the Hillsong Church that is like famous for having a lot of celebrity members. And Justin is a member of this church. So people are starting to wonder if this marriage is like an arranged marriage. You know, maybe they have like some control over his career or over his religious beliefs. But yeah, that's just based off of like this fact about her dad in the church and Justin being a part of the church also and how miserable he looks all the time. And yeah, the story is just, it's so juicy. And if anything, it's brought like so much positive publicity for Selena Gomez, her music, her makeup brand, even her social media presence. She's gained like more than 1 million followers overnight. So good for her. I am Team Selena all the way. And it's so great because I feel like we haven't really had a good, juicy celebrity story in like a long time. But here's a song by the Sundays, which is a band that I've talked before on this show when I thrifted one of their CDs a couple weeks back. And I promised I would play them for y'all, but then I had the themed show last time. So yeah, I'm a girl of my word. And this is You're Not the Only One I Know by the Sundays. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm DJ Melody, and you are listening to Melodies with Melody. Today is Friday, March 3rd. We started a new month, if you were not aware, and it's really sunny outside. It's pretty cool right now, but I think it's gonna get warmer later. I don't know. So that was the Killers, Smile Like You Mean It. They're a really good band. I don't know how I haven't played them before. That album or the song that you just listened to was off an album that was like one of the first that I ever bought. I don't know if it was at Walmart or at Barnes and Noble, but yeah, it was one of the first that I added to my collection. And Hot Fuss is like one of my top no skip albums. It's a classic. It's really experimental for the Killers, and I kind of wish that they like stuck with this kind of music. Their newer stuff is good, but I just think that this is like way more interesting and cool. So yeah, I also really like their cover of Joy Division's Shadow Play. I didn't even know it was a cover of Joy Division. So yeah, this weekend, or no, actually, let me start that again. So last weekend, when I missed, I took part in a sleep study, which was really interesting. A lot of wires involved, sleeping on a cold recliner. Um, and then I did another field trip to the golf course that's like here in Edinburgh off of Closner. It's a really, really pretty place. Lots of really cool and somewhat not cool history behind it. And I hope the city of Edinburgh doesn't take offense to this, but I think that they should really like consider putting more money into like the historical side of town because it's kind of like falling apart. I used the restroom there. It was really scary. I thought it was going to be like that scene in The Shining where the old lady comes out of the bathtub because they have some showers in there and they're so like yellowed and like moldy and like there's like caulk coming out of like the edges and it's just so scary. It is like a really scary place, but the outside is really beautiful. The building itself is really beautiful. I think it just needs a little bit of work to be done, but I was there with an English teacher. He was talking about this author that was like super rich, and he came down here for like a couple of months or whatever, and he wrote about the valley, which is really interesting. Um, but yeah, I also went to Mexico on Saturday. We crossed over. There wasn't a long line to go out, but there was a long line to come back to the US. But I ate some lunches. I bought like some little cookies from the store. I ate some nachos. I was living my best life. It was like great weather for walking and stuff. Loved it. Had so much fun. Um, and another thing, another like drama story that has been happening is there's this show. that's called The Idol, and it's supposed to premiere on HBO Max this year. Okay. Not sure when. They just keep saying 2023. It's directed by Sam Levinson, which is the guy from Euphoria, and also Abel, which is the guy from The Weeknd, the artist, the music, the singer, The Weeknd. He's also starring on the show in addition to being like one of the directors. So the show is about a young pop star. She lives in Hollywood, played by Lily Rose Depp, and she finds herself in like a cult or something. Like this guy recruits her into a cult, and the cult master, I guess, like the leader of the group, it's Abel. It's the guy from The Weeknd. Um, so let me give you the breakdown, the juicy details. This show was originally directed by a woman named Amy Seimetz, and she had already shot like 75% of the show. And this show was originally supposed to be all about female empowerment, okay? But Abel thought that the show leaned too much into the female gaze. In other words, he didn't like that this show is about female empowerment. So he pulled some strings somehow, and Amy Seimetz ended up like removing herself from the show. And in comes director Sam Levinson. And here's the thing about Sam, I've got a bone to pick with him. He had a good thing going with Euphoria at the beginning, like in the first season. I liked it a lot. But then it just, like, the second season came and it turned into absolute mush. They had great characters, they had an interesting story, but this last season, there was so many, like, storylines that were set up and none of them got explored or mentioned ever again. Um, and my favorite character, Kat, she's leaving the show because of Sam Levinson. There's a whole other controversy with that. The guy that played Fezco has allegations against him. Or actually, they're not even they're charges. He has charges against him, and he's also in jail currently, I think, for running from the cops. I'm not sure what that was about. So I don't think he's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna come back for the second season, but he's like one of the main characters. So if they don't have him, I don't know what they're gonna do. And then they also kind of ruined the second season by adding Dominic Fike. I don't know why they brought him on. He really didn't add anything to the show. But yeah, Sam Levinson, he mistreats his cast. He's absolutely trying to normalize and glorify like abuse and like substance use and like just underage activities that underage people should not be doing. And he also exploits like all the women in his show. And it's just so weird because like Sydney Sweeney, she has like the most amount of exploitive scenes that anyone has ever seen on a TV show. It's to the point where like people online were asking, how is this allowed? Where's the line of, like at what point can this be like considered not safe for TV? And it's so unnecessary too. None of the scenes in Euphoria like add anything to the plot. And these kids are also supposed to be in high school. All the characters of the show are supposed to be in high school. They're like minors. And the weirdest thing is also that Sydney Sweeney, the actress who's like pretty much forced to do all of these scenes by Sam Levinson, looks exactly like Sam Levinson's mother, his mom. And it's horrible. Sam Levinson is a horrible person, and now he's going to be in charge of the show that was going to be great. It was going to be about, female empowerment and all good things, and he had to go over there and like collaborate with another horrible, horrible man who sings about horrible things, and they turned it into something that I would be so disgusted to watch. So I hope this show is like a major flop because it does not deserve like anything. But anyways, here's Kerosene by Yves Tumor. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's DJ Melody, and you are listening to Melodies with Melody. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned in today, but we're not done yet. Really quick, we got a little speed round of news. So we're gonna start with Matty Healy from the 1975. He made the unfortunate mistake of opening his mouth again on the Adam Friedland show. So it's just like an online talk show that people go on, I guess. And he made some remarks against rapper Ice Spice. I don't know if you guys have heard of Ice Spice. She's been breaking the internet lately. I love her music. Um, but yeah, they were like trying to guess her ethnicity, and then they started to like move on to mocking accents and stuff. And that's not okay. That's not okay. So that's a really bad look on Maddie Healy and also on the 1975. And this is not Maddie Healy's first controversy. Um, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but he is. I know that a lot of people just think he's like trying to sound smart, and he'll just say anything to like sound like an intellectual. So that's his issue. Anyways, next story. Kevin Hart, the comedian Kevin Hart, he's become a meme like everywhere. And it's just, I guess people have been using like his face and like some of his poses that he does during his comedy shows as like reaction pictures, like me when McDonald's gets my burger wrong and stuff like that. And then it's just like a picture of like Kevin Hart being angry, you know, I don't know. It's just I've seen it everywhere. It's been flooding my For You page, been flooding like my Instagram and everything. So I thought I would mention it because it's relevant. Like it's pop culture, I guess. Next, Abby Lee Miller from the show Dance Moms is coming down to McAllen on April 22nd. I think she's just going to be here for like dance tryouts. I'm not sure if she's recruiting people or if she's just going to be like a guest judge or I don't know what the deal is, but she is coming to one of the high schools in McAllen for like for something dance related. So that's pretty interesting and it is really funny because it's just random like what is Abby Lee Miller doing in the valley, you know, with her wheelchair and her wig. Um, Weather update that I didn't talk about earlier. I forgot to mention it. I guess there's been some like tornadoes in Dallas lately. I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, I guess it's kind of like normal up there. I do remember one time I was driving up north in Texas. I think it was in Dallas, like heading to Oklahoma, and the sky turned green, and I think there was like a mini tornado or something, but I was fine. Like nothing happened. So if you're in Dallas, if you know anyone in Dallas, stay safe. Um, we also have a huge carnival in town. Or actually, no, it's not even that huge. Let me rephrase that. There's a carnival in Edinburgh. It's at the Viper Stadium, and it's going to be all weekend. It started yesterday with $10 wristbands, and I tried leaving my house, and it was a huge mistake. Huge, huge, huge mistake. It took me like 20 minutes to get from Veterans to the highway on Owasso, and I don't even know why. There was people blocking the intersection under the highway, which is so unsafe, and so people were not able to get through, and it was just creating like way more like traffic and congestion in that area, and it was really scary, and there was a lot of like room for accidents to happen, or not room for accidents to happen, but opportunities for accidents to happen because people were not being safe and they just wanted to be next in line. um so it's pretty crazy. I hope it's not like that all weekend. I hope it was just because of the prices. You know, $10 tickets is a steal, especially in this economy right now. But yeah, pray for me because I live so close to the carnival and I'm suffering and I don't want to go through that again. So, yeah, thank you guys for listening to my show today. If you don't follow me on Instagram, definitely do that. It's Melodies with Melody, melodies.with.melody on Instagram, same name as the show, just with little periods in between so that the words don't get mushed together. Um, but yeah, here's It Almost Worked by TV Girl, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.